I just wanted to get it on tape.
Yeah.
You and I are going to bring people to the Sonoran Toad Venom. Sonoran Toad Venom. And I'm going to take you there first. And we'll have, we'll take them by the hand and we'll have them visit hell. And then visit heaven. And then come back to Earth. And try to figure out who the real boss is.
And, I don't know, even with just normal...
DMT?
Normal DMT, it's still look at the red pill and the blue pill type of situation, and it's even like, I have some, it's just sitting there because it's sometimes you don't, I don't know
it's
if it's
not
that
for
you're
you.
not ready, it's not for me,
It's for somebody else.
Exactly.
And you have it there for them. And that's the key, I believe. And it's just my thought, it's my belief. DMT is the key to awakening people up.
When something insanely happened, compared to any other anything, in all honesty, as far as any life-changing event, like honestly, I've had the most abrupt life. I've had a very 0 to 100 type of thing. It's these lessons that you can't really learn other than yourself. But these are the even through this, I feel it's almost that my old self has died, and I'm coming anew with the teachings that I want to have, and the self that I actually what I grew up being, and the morals that I had, and the kind of code of conduct. It's kind of like sometimes you kind of look at it, like being a little kid, like being a little brat in the fucking grocery store, just throwing a temper tantrum because they don't even know why they're so upset. They're just so upset over anything. And so everything used to upset me, and one little thing of everything. But I just noticed that with every failure and with every downside, there seems to be some sort of lesson that the universe is trying to provide you. It might not be apparent at that exact time, but for some reason there's a lesson, there's something to learn going through it, and every bad thing.
Comprobado. Comprobado means the proof is in the pudding. You said the right thing, and the wind comes in and blows things away.
And then you're just like, oh, come on, get it, go. And you're like, no, I was gonna fix it. But, like I was saying, there's literally a hidden message and a hidden teaching within all of our bad and negativity. Then there actually might not be any negativity. It just might be a lesson that we're just not ready to learn and accept yet. So, at that point in my time when I was a kid, if I actually got that lesson, would it have been worth anything? Would it have been something that you admired, or something that everyone has to do their own thing,
My belief at this moment, because they change, is that everything is empty and meaningless. And that whatever meaning we bring into it is what we bring into it as God.
You go into it with a pure intention, that's exactly what you're going to get out of it. That's why, I don't know, my business model towards this, this is just, everyone in that question, what do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing? I just want to be happy. I just want to be,
Are you happy now?
I'm the happiest with my life I feel like I've ever been.
Oh, alright. Good for you.
It's been the most terrifying. I have no idea if I'm going to get to pay my rent that month.
What about letting go of that too? That fear.
The situation is that it doesn't really matter. I mean, don't get me wrong, it absolutely does matter if you don't pay your rent and pay your electricity and things like that. The situation though I was a gaming bartender before this. In Las Vegas, I made bank. I made really good money. But the thing is I didn't have a life. I literally worked my whole entire life under someone else's name, putting every single ounce of effort into someone else's dream. I was just a pawn, and that's unfortunate when you're not. How am I as a secondary character in my storyline?
Exactly.
I'm still someone else's, like, it just doesn't
It's
make
called
sense.
slavery. It's called
It is.
slavery.
And it's a really sick and twisted just way
So if you
a way of
burn
life that's
down
been-
all those ties to that slavery, what is there left?
just to function and be happy. I don't know.
Our whole society is built on that slavery. Our entire society. Right now, all these posts, all these little things, somebody's trying to make money out of somebody.
So, of course, this is my, how I pay my rent and how I, so on and so forth.
You pay rent.
But in these 3 weeks that I've been procrastinating to try to get things made and things to get sold, because that's my job, right? I'm a merchant. I'm here to sell my wares and my goods to the people.
Yeah.
I don't know why I decided that I just wanted to spend my entire 3 weeks continuing my botanicals, because that's something that I felt that was needing
More
to
important.
come out here. And it's not. You cannot. As soon as you can label it with a monetary price, that shit's it's nothing. Like, honestly, if you can put it at a. If I said that my fiance was worth $100 to me, that's. If I said she was worth $1 billion to me, that's still like. No, nothing in the amount of world can actually do it. So lining it up to a monetary value, that's not what your life is fucking.
So you work your whole life to be able to pay your rent, and then you die, and you don't really know why you had to work so much, because you were enslaved, but you didn't know who was holding the
I was in control of my life. However, I was the one that was always.
Isn't that the illusion, though, that we're in control?
A slave and unhappy, and so not even sure why, but that's just what my.
For the moment you're a slave, your slave owner is your apartment owner. You have an apartment or house?
I rent a house right now.
House. So you rent a house. You have to pay. You have to pay that house every month, whether you want to or not, and you have to do something to do it.
Right.
So you are working for the house.
Right.
See where the slavery is? And slavery is something that until we realize we are enslaved truly, we don't know how to free ourselves. You know, have you been in jail?
No.
Oh, interesting experience, I recommend it. They put those handcuffs on you, you're a slave. Your movements are not yours anymore. In fact, all this is jail. But we don't see it. With DMT, you should see it. So you need stronger medicine.
It's the easiest way I can explain the drop of the fear and the why is it's just simply the why not. It's once your reality or your concept of what this reality, what this is real, what this is important, what is your. I remember sitting there and talking about like how I don't know, just insane the experience was, and how I could barely understand myself. I could barely explain what I was doing or where I was, let alone explaining this to my boss. So that's what I thought. That's when I got a big, like, hold on. You can't imagine even explaining this to your boss. And I was like, my boss. This, this lady who worked at my bar, she was actually sweet, but that was a rarity, but like that was my boss. That was who dictated my life to say if I was allowed to go to this event or not, or to see my friends, or what hours I actually work, or if I'm allowed to get this day off, or if I'm allowed to have 100% complete control and reign over my life, simply because I needed pay rent.
Pay rent.
So with this, how many times I have had a show on the 28th, and rent is due on the 1st, and I have $172 to my bank account, and fuck, well, what do I need to do? And it's just the world will kind of guide you where you need to go. If you're the floating bag in the wind, it's filled with some sort of energy still and being pushed with something. It's not just it's not just there, there's still something being pushed, some sort of effort towards it. And usually, if you believe in the universe will, it allows you to...
Doesn't it gall you a little bit that you don't own the land where you live? Mm-hmm. Doesn't it gall you a little bit? It makes you like a little angry that you're not living in your own land?
It's insane because...
And do you realize that 99.9 of the people don't, even the guys that have homes, they have a mortgage to pay. It's not their land, it's the bank's.
Property tax. You still have something that it...
Property tax, mortgage. So what is wrong with what part of that creates, like this mountain here? This mountain is actually owned by one person. One person owns this mountain. I know his name. I've heard it briefly. But the concept of owning a mountain that is yours to do with what you want. This person can come in, that person can't come in. Isn't that slavery?
Just because of your position, or you're using that as far as your...
Maybe you inherited it. Maybe
your power, or it's something like that, and it's unfortunately that is a variable. That is something that has to be considered. If it's like, okay, hold on. So your success from your company, was it something like you said you inherited? Did you start with mommy, daddy money, or is it something that you started from the ground up? And
Did you steal it?
Did you do it from 2 jobs? It is what it is, but it's
in cartel land where I come from, the people that hold land are the people that are able to hold it by force of arms. People that come in and they're armed and they have a shootout and they get the previous people out of there.
You say, tell me this isn't my land.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, well, you really can't. I can't fight you against that. I can't.
You don't have weapons. You don't have the means of.
You don't have the knowledge or anything like that.
If you have a group, of people large enough in their arm, they can take any plot of land. Ask the Iraqis or the Afghanis.
It's tenacity. Honestly, it's tenacity and enthusiasm, and that's what I feel that kills people. Yeah. You doing anything half-assed, there's no fucking point to do it at all if you're not putting your heart and soul in it, if you're not proud of it or putting your effort into it. That's why I think this community and collective is a fabulous and beyond important thing, because I honestly did this. I make all of my art. I do all of my performances.
I love it, I absolutely love your art.
I do my projection mapping. It's not simply because for me, yeah, I think it's really cool, but I want it to be a gift. I want to make this world more beautiful with what I feel I can.
Which can be.
And if I can inspire other people, every empowering act empowers another creative act, or every creative act empowers another creative act, and it's just I feel something based on that rather than based on fucking hate or violence or trying to go...
Not hate or violence.
Not...
It's what I'm going for is something even deeper than that. The Hindus believe we're in the world of samsara. This is the world of suffering. And that at the moment you're born, you're going to suffer. Because there's 3 certainties. You're going to get old, you're going to get sick, and you're going to die. Above that, there are realms where people are born either rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, white or black, and those things separate people into different categories. Slave, free,
Casts and their tears.
caste and tears. And the universe arranges that naturally. However, if you study history, you will find out that the top dogs, the top tier, are the most violent, vicious, mean, and dangerous of all. The ones that have the land are the ones that were willing to spill a lot of blood for it.
You know what's the best thing? I straight up, I'll put money on it, $100 even. I don't even like gambling, but it's not a gamble when it's something. But I'm pretty sure if you were to go up to a homeless person and ask them either A, do you have $1, or B, do you have a cigarette, they will give you one.
That's right. I've done it, by the way.
Plenty.
Many a times.
Plenty of fucking times. You go up and ask someone who has $100,000 in their bank account,
And they'll give you
even 100, and that ain't shit. To be honest, it is, but that ain't shit.
no, that ain't shit.
You go up to them and say, "Excuse me, sir. I was just wondering if I was sorry, even if the most courteous and the most kind, I am so sorry to have bothered you. I was just in the lowest of my efforts. Do you have a spare cigarette?" And I almost believe, I can only just hear negative from it. I can just hear, get lost or get a job or get a, you don't know the full...
Get a shave and a haircut, hippie.
Yeah. And so it's, I don't know, to the vanilla, quote unquote, there's not a lot of room in the world for purple-haired freaks who spin baton.
You're
So-
blonde, by the way.
It's just well, yeah,
It's blonde.
there are a few places for that. However, there's also a few places for the artists or the leaders or the things like that. There's many places for the peons. There's many places for the people of the self-doubt, or the people who are oh, why are you even trying? Why you even do that?
Why even try?
So I don't know. It just hurts because how many times that I feel that yes, I could have given up, but I didn't have to do it. How many of these the most beautiful things in my life that I wouldn't have?
Those tentacles there are one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Literally everything. I've been insanely depressed and suicidal for the past fucking 13 years type of shit. Even actually before that, coming to terms with your life and things from there. And it's just even trying to find a reason, I guess.
Your
And
parents are
even,
very conservative.
a reason to why to continue on. And honestly, sometimes it's not for your story. It's not.
Let me ask you, are your parents very conservative? Very Catholic, Christian?
Not really. Not
Where-
at all, honestly.
Where are they?
My father was a apparent drug addict stripper.
Oh, far out.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was a stripper. He used to apparently did that path and went from there. And I always hated him for that because it was piece
Don't
of
hate
shit
your father.
stripper guy that. And then I always and then I forgot because then you look back and you're like, oh mother, why were you dating the stripper? What is going
And your
on?
mom?
Where do you go from
And your
there?
mom?
She was an amazing person. I lost her when I was 21.
My condolences.
So I've lost, I don't have a strong family background or anything like that. It's literally, I have a cousin and uncle scattered.
When I
type
first
things.
met you, if you recall, I said, make sure you have some blue-eyed kids. You know why I said that? Because family are the roots that center you not to a place, but to a people. when you're centered to a people, your family, the trees don't blow away because they're rooted. You know, a leaf will blow away. We are the leaves on the trees, but the tree itself will stay because the roots they're not going anywhere. So your dad was a stripper. It's fine, and he was maybe not the best dad in the world, but he's your dad.
Yes.
And half of you is him, and the other half is your mom.
Uh-huh.
So if you hate him, you hate the half of you.
I do. And so,
And that is what DMT is for. To see that, so you don't.
everything's a full circle situation. In all honesty, I have made, quite dire issues or mistakes, or it's honestly been because of, again, a lack of self-doubt or a lack of, I couldn't possibly blast off into greatness. I guess you just have to settle for what is right in front of you. I had a kid about 6 years ago.
Far out.
It was a horrible situation. I was in a very abusive relationship with
The
someone
girl?
that I don't know, thought loved me or thought gave false hope and false promises onto what you wanted. In all honesty, all I wanted was to go forward and to create a family and to create a happy surrounding. I wasn't ready, or it wasn't ready. It just wasn't a situation.
Where's the kid now?
She's with her mom.
And do you have access?
Yeah.
I would say if you've already had the kid, then the job is done, and you just make sure that even if you're in the periphery, you're there.
The thing is the amount of toxicity that was present in even me.
Regardless.
Me going through it, and she's with her doing her thing, and
But it's still your kid, right? That 50% of you is in them.
and I
It's a
understand
girl or
where
a boy?
it's a girl.
It's a girl. How old is she now?
6.
What's your name?
Nora.
Say hi to Nora.
Yeah.
We're gonna be watching your video.
So I know, and it's one of those things, and it's not a
If you could say
Same
something
thing.
to Nora right now, what would you tell her?
just it was never an issue with you not being it's an issue with me and not being wanting to I couldn't even be happy with myself. If I can't be happy with myself, I'm not able to help anyone in this world. But what if I was to I don't know, I ask people, if my absolute choice was I am gonna end my life right now because I don't wish to continue doing it, or I can go and pursue the life that I felt like I deserve, that I want, and that I feel like I belong in. I wanted nothing more than to be in my kid's life and to do the positive thing as far as that. It's just
Rudy, man.
Is your place? Oh, this guy? Oh, hey.
Rudy,
Oh, I know you.
fuck you need to look at me in the eyes.
I'm joking. Did you hear me talk all that shit?
No.
She heard it.
When's the last time you talked
I
to
know why
Nora?
she works the counter now.
When's the last time you talked to Nora?
3 years ago.
Can I ask you a question? A favor?
Yeah.
Close.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, you can.
It's
That's that fear we're talking about, remember? Sonora and Toad Venom. We're getting rid of fear.
no, I understand the fear, and it's
It's not just going on the DMT trip to visit the elves. It's going on the DMT trip to visit the elves and do the work that they're telling you to do. That's why you need a guide. Every really good DMT trip, ayahuasca trip, has an elder. And the elder says, you know what? This way.
It's not necessarily something that I feel. I would never say it was something as far as a lost cause or a thing of something of that. I just simply, as far as where I'm at in my point in my life, it was just not something that was plausible.
Pride and anger. Pride and anger.
It's F-A.
Fear. Pride, anger, fear. There's three.
It was trying to. First, it was doing the. What I can do to make this life better, or what I can do to be as much help. When you realize that your help is a mere a mere amount of money to someone who makes an obscene amount of money.
Nora's mom is very rich.
Yes. To someone now who makes, I was. It's at Moon Phase, yeah. And then just hit search, and then it should come up with the things. But where was I saying? Where was I at?
You know why the cast community had a untouchable and yes touchable and
The most bottom
degrees?
and the.
It had to do with that. It had to do with family. It had to do with roots. It had to do with being able to root yourself into something that is unmovable, so you don't fly away. The quality of the untouchables was that they flew away all the time.
Does
Don't
it
be an
have to have the at or no? I did it both ways.
Be rooted. You have a daughter. That is your limb. That is your purpose. That is your that's your work.
All right.
Anyways, I'm gonna let you work because I see there's work going on here. But think about it. You know, we're gonna do Sedona and Toad Venom. Expect transformations.
I'm sorry. I understand completely.
And it's not about money. It's about soul.
It's not about the money. Yeah, as long as it's real and there's both odds. Totally. That's the only other option.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to boogie this. Sean, we're gonna do this together, okay? We're gonna do this together.
Thanks, man.
I buried my mother with that. I buried my mother. I had to. My mother and my sister were in a fight to the death. I'm gonna turn this off. My mother and my sister.